Hello and good morning everyone. This is Parveen. Today we are on the last session of class 8 Civics chapter 2 Secularism. We have started this chapter and in our first session in our last session we have seen that what do we mean by secularism and what is the need of secularism. We have seen that secularism means each and every religion in a democratic state or in a democratic country has equal rights. There is no majoritarianism and there is a prevention of majoritarianism or dominance of one religion in state or in country, because each and every state is equal, and that is called as secularism. And to make democracy run smoothly, secularism is very much important, because democratic government gives equal right or equal freedom to all its citizens irrespective of their religion, their caste or their gender. That is why secularism is very important in democracy. Then we have seen Indian secularism. We have seen that certain objectives of secularism. We have seen that secularism has certain objectives, that there is no religious dominance, there is no superiority or inferiority in religion or religious members, there is no discrimination between or amongst different religious members. Each and every religion is having a right to practice their own religion freely. So all these are the objectives of the secularism. Now with that objective, today we will see what are the objectives of India, or what is the India as a secular state, or if India is following all those objectives of secularism as a secular state or not. That means how successful India is when we talk about the secularism in India. So we will see India as a secular state. Now when we talk about India as a secular state, over here we can see that in India, separating India or Indian constitution separates religion from the state. Somehow it separates religion from the state. That means it does not support any religion. That is why in India we don't have any official religion. Each and every religion is having an equal right. According to Article 14, we have a right to religion. Right to religion means each and everyone is having an equal right to enjoy their religion. They have equal right to choose any religion or practice any religion which they want. State will not enforce or state will not force any person to follow any religion, or state not interfere in the matters of religion. Like when we talk about the practices of religion or teaching of religion, state will not interfere in the teaching of religion or in the practice of religion. That is why we say that in Indian constitution there is a separation of religion from the state. It does not support, or we can say that Indian constitution does not support any one religion. There is no official religion in India. Each and every religion is having an equal right or equal status. There is no majoritarianism, or there is no minoritarianism, or you can say that there is no superiority of any religion or dominance of any religion in India. Because our Indian constitution has clearly states that each and every religion or each and every individual is equal. There is a right to equality, and according to that right to equality, according to Article 14, each and every individual is having an equal right irrespective of their religion, their caste, their creed, their sex and their gender. That is why we say that there is a separation of religion from the state. We are having religious freedom in India, as India is a secular state. Next one, non-interference with religious practices in order to respect the sentiments of religion. There are different kinds of culture, or there are different kinds of rules which each religion has, and each and every religious member needs to or must follow those rules made by their religion. And over here in India, government has no interference with the religious practices which those religions have or which different religions have. And to respect the sentiments of the religion, or to respect the religion, many times it happens there are certain laws which is not followed for a particular religion. Like for example, when we talk about the helmets, wearing helmets are compulsory, but for Sikhs it is not compulsory because they wear pagdi, and if they wear helmet they can't wear that pagdi. That is why for Sikhs helmet wearing is not compulsory, they are in the exception. because of their religious practices. So on that time government does not interfere, or Indian constitution does not interfere in their religious practices, and they are keeping exceptions so that their religious practice will not got hurt, or or Indian constitution can respect the sentiments of the religion. So that is the example through which we can say that there is non-interference of religious practices by the government in order to respect each and every religion, in order to respect practices of each and every religion. Like many religion has many different kinds of practices which they have, and government on that time does not interfere in their practices or the practices of their religion, to respect their religion or to respect their religious sentiments. Next one, as we are saying that religion is separated from the state, or there is no government interference in religious practices or religious teaching, but when it is a matter of discrimination, there is certain intervention of the government in the religion. Like when we talk about the intervention, there is an intervention in order to prevent the domination. Like we have Article 17, we have law of untouchability. Law of untouchability means right, according to right to equality or right to religion, it is the right has been given to all of the citizens that they can practice any religion, but they cannot discriminate with other religion. There is no discrimination or there is no domination in the name of religion. Law of untouchability gives a law, or it is a kind of law which makes untouchability a criminal offense. That means discrimination or dominance in the name of religion is a criminal offense according to the law of untouchability. So over here government interfere in the religious matter, that if any religion makes itself a dominant religion, or if any religious member or if any religion has discrimination with each other, that discrimination is called as a criminal, it is a criminal case, or you can say that it is against the law, or it is against the law of untouchability. It is a criminal offense, or it can be punished by the law. That particular act is punished by the law if there is any kind of discrimination in the name of religion. So that law is made by the government or made by the constitution to prevent the religious dominance or to prevent the religious discrimination in India, so that secularism will be maintained in India. Next one, there is an interference in religious based personal law. There are many personal laws of religion which can hurt another religion, or which can maybe discriminate them with other religions. That is why there are certain personal laws in the religion, and government or Indian constitution many times interfere in that personal laws, because maybe that personal religious laws will affect the constitution, or will negatively affect our constitutional law, or negatively affect our secularism, or you can say our democracy. Like before 1 year we are having one law in Shariat divorce cases. Okay, according to Islamic law, divorce is a kind of different thing. But government interfere in that personal law of Muslims to prevent the inequality amongst the Muslims. So over here you can say that government, if feels that certain religious personal laws are harming the constitution or harming the equality, right of equality, on that time they can interfere in those personal law of religion to change them or to make certain changes in them. Constitution allows religious communities to make their own schools and colleges, and constitution also allows different religious communities to make their own schools and colleges, so that in those schools and colleges they can teach about their religion, or they can teach about their community, but they will not harm any other community, or they will not talk or teach against about any other community. It is not allowed. So over here we can say that these are the objectives, or these are the things which Indian country is following to make itself as a secular state or as a secular country. Now all these objectives, when we talk about, it makes India as a successful secular state. Now when we talk about these objectives in India, there are certain other countries who follow the same objectives, and there are certain countries who don't follow these objectives. So now we will see similarities and dissimilarities of Indian secularism with other countries. Especially we compare our secularism with American secularism. So over here you can see the similarities. When we talk about the similarities, many countries follow rules of Indian secularism. because India is a very successful secular state. That is why there are many countries who follows the same law of secularism which India is following. Like for example, US Constitution in its first amendment, they declare themselves as a secular country and they declare that there is no official religion in America. Each and every religion has an equal right, and each and every religious people has an equal right to practice their own religion. Or if they want, they can change their religion. They have a choice to select their religion. They have a choice which religion they wanted to practice. There is no restriction or there is no government interference in that. So these are the this is the similarities which American Constitution follows of Indian secularism. Now, what are the dissimilarities? As we have seen that Indian Constitution can intervene in religion, like we have a law of untouchability. Okay, but in America, religion is separated with the state. Government does not have any right, or government does not talk anything about the religion, or they will not interfere in the religious matter. If there is a discrimination also, they will not interfere, because there is no such kind of law which makes government or which gives government a power to interfere or intervene in the matters of religion. So strictly in America, religion is separated from the state. Secondly, in Indian Constitution, each and every law is based on the Constitution. But in other countries, the laws are based on precedent. Like in America, we are having presidential form of government, and maybe on parliament. Like in Russia, we are having communalism. So these are the dissimilarities which different countries are having when we talk about Indian secularism. So this is all about the secularism or Indian secularism. I hope you understand this particular topic. This is over here we have finished with that particular chapter. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in comment. Till then, thank you.